Okay, welcome class. We are going today. I gave a Google Classroom assignment. It's all our 100%. Before we do the assignment, I'd like to take you through some. I'll spend just 15 to 20 minutes of your time to explain the slides before we take our exercise. So, what is soil degradation, causes and effects? So what is the soil? We'll start soil. Soil in science or in agriculture is the upper part of the earth's surface that support plants and animal growth. So in my slides, I say soil is a vital natural resource that supports agriculture and ecosystem. Soil have three components. Every good soil must have sand, salt, silt, and clay. These are the three types of soil that must be involved in a productive soil: silt, sand, and clay. Now, a good soil will have a natural pH or neutral pH of 7. That is a good soil. That is not too acidic, not too alkaline. So we also look at a good nutrient content and also better water holding capacity. We did this in class. These are some characteristics of a quality soil. Let's go to the next slide. Now, what is a soil? Now, since you know what is soil degradation, the word degrade means to reduce quality. Degrade, it means to reduce in quality. So in short, soil degradation is it is decline in quality of soil. That is it. So some our main causes or consequences of soil degradation. The consequences is when something degrade, we don't expect to get the best quality, the best result out of it. So in effect, you are going to reduce agricultural productivity, loss of fertile soil, ecosystem imbalance, and the rest. These are some consequences or implications or aftermath of a degraded soil. Let's go to the next slides. Yeah, what is soil erosion? Soil erosion, to erode means to take away, to clear off something. So soil erosion means taking removable of the surface rich soil, a top rich soil of soil. Soil have layers. So when soil is eroded, obviously the top layers is gone. The top layer contains the nutrient that also support plant and animal growth. So if it's gone, soil erosion is that is soil erosion. Removal and or transportation of soil by wind or water. So these are soil erosion, often caused by topsoil, usually occur faster than soil. These are some natural other key components of soil erosion. The slide will be available for you to go through. Just is just giving you a summary of what we've learned. Today is Friday. What to learn about the whole lesson is what I'm giving you today. Now, human activity that increase soil erosion, leaving soil bare for harvest, clearing soil on a steep slope, overgrazing, poor farming practices. These are a lot of activities. Are the main key human practices that causes soil erosion. Overgrazing, you overgraze the land by animals. They expose the land for a lot of factors. It reduces the quality of the soil. Clearing the land, that is forestry, deforestation, leaving the soil bare. All these things expose the soil for erosion. Now let's go to the next circle: farming practices and soil protection. So plants help protect soil for erosion, roots and core. So this farming practices is a way of conservation of soil. That is afforestation and core. So if we plant the soil, we plant on the soil, the root and core will help to gather or help to conserve, to gather or protect the soil. The root and core hold in position. So the vegetation, slow wind and water movement. These are one factor how to conserve the soil from or protection of the soil. Now, what is soil conservation technique? I have listed this for you to go through. We have planting, cover crop rotation, terrace planting, and windbreak. We've explained this in class already. So these are some key points that to conserve the soil. You must cover it from erosion, practice crop rotation. I taught you crop rotation already. To terrace planting and windbreak, something that to absorb or wind or block the lot of wind or taking the surface soil away. Okay. Ranching, overgrazing. We will talk about grazing already. We said it's just animals overgrazing on the soil, reducing, exposing the soil to surface plant. Now let's go to the next slide. We talk about effect of overgrazing. We did it in class already. Effect of overgrazing, we know loss of cover crop, loss of cover planting, increased soil erosion, and reduced quality, reduced productive grazing land, rotating livestock. These are some of the steps. You can go through it, look at it. The slides will be available in the Google Classroom. These are some key points that are effect of overgrazing of a soil that exposes to soil erosion. Forestry practices. We know to conservation of soil, talk of forestry practices are there. What are some forestry practices with respect to our environmental science lesson? So some forestry practices that damage the soil, that is clear cutting, which remove the land, large areas of land, lead to severe erosion. So this, in simple terms, deforestation. That's awesome. Now, also desertification. Here we discuss desertification in class. Desertification, the process of where fertile land become less productive, gradually turn into desert. Yes, desert. If the soil is over degraded, it will lead to erosion. When it's over, erosion is too much, it will lead to desertification. Desertification, which is removable of the topsoil. That is rendering the whole land into what? Completely desert. No tree, no nothing, no cover. The causes is what? Deforestation, erosion, drought, climate change. These are the factors that lead to deforestation, desertification. That is what process where the land, fertile land, become less productive and gradually turn into desert. We did it in one of our lessons, and I explained this is the summary of the whole lesson. So impact of desertification, we know the impact already. Now, one important fact I want to test here is what is Dust Bowl. Dust Bowl. I gave a short history here. Dust Bowl. So, Dust Bowl, something happened in US in 1930. In 1930, something happened in US. Look at the history. The history says in 1930, let's go back. In 1930, there's a severe environmental disaster occurred. What occurred? To 1900, in the US there was a severe drought. This drought take a very long time for it to overcome. So the land became very bad for a long time. So there is a severe storm that's happened. This severe storm covered a whole large surface area of the land, and it polluted the area, it eroded the soil, and they name it Dust Bowl. Now, what happened? What I refer to the Dust Bowl is overfarming, removal of native grasses, poor management, severe drought. These are the key causes that was Dust Bowl. It's one of the history of agriculture in US, and it affected them so much. Now, the effect is that millions of trees, millions of acres of land were destroyed. Crop failed. Thousands and families lost their lives, and a lot happened. So, in short, the Dust Bowl, there's a massive dust storm, loss of fertile land, farmers forced to abandon their land. So the Dust Bowl led to development of soil conservation. Now, because of this happened in the United States from 1930, Dust Bowl has taught them a lesson. So there is massive fight, massive campaign for soil conservation, mass conservation for this to happen. It's actually yielded a good success. It now happen again. So, and the response of government was they would try to control it by through planting, crop rotation, and other things. Now you can click to this side to watch a short history, but for the sake of the lesson, It's just a summary, so we will do that later. Now, from there was a conservation of soil. So government now invest in the conservation of soil. Government and international organization promote soil conservation, as we explained. So soil conservation, the natural resource and conservation practice promote soil conservation. So this is become a global issue. Natural Resource Conservation Service, NRCS. So conservation program will play benefit, reduce erosion, and this was all about as a result of what happened in 1930, the Dust Bowl, which happened led to massive campaign for soil conservation. So in a nutshell, when this happened, there was soil pollution. It polluted the soil, polluted the land. We call it soil pollution. So soil pollution, what is soil pollution in agriculture? Soil pollution also leads to damage of pollutant from farming and chemical. So soil pollution leads to what we call irrigation. This is artificial supply of water in crops. While irrigation improves soil production, excessive irrigation causes salination. Now, from soil pollution, you are going to look at concept of salinization. What is salinization? Salinization is just a buildup of salts in the soil. You know that we said the first beginning that quality of a fertile soil must have salinity, that is, have a neutral pH. pH is the hot power of hydrogen. The concentration of acid in the soil must be neutral, that is between 7, not less, not more. So if it is salination, when it is too much salt in the soil, we call it salination. So salination, the buildup of salt in the soil. It occurs when there is irrigation. Irrigation water evaporates. Dissolved salt remain in the soil. So when there is massive irrigation, that through some climate change, the water was irrigation. When evaporation takes place, too much evaporation takes place, it takes away the water vapor is gone. The water is gone, and leaving away there's a lot of salt in the soil, causes salinization. The effect is that reduced crop yield, decrease in soil fertility. So a good soil must have balance of high and low salts. So when there is salinization, I mean there's too much salt in the soil, it reduces the crop quality. So the nutshell, we're going to end our lesson here. The solution is efficient irrigation method, use glows, plant salt tolerant crops. These are some solutions you have. So we talk of pesticides and soil health. These are also good to promote the soil. Let's end my lesson because I want to use just 10 minutes to explain this concept for you. And in summary, we said healthy soil is essential for agriculture and food security. However, soil degradation causes erosion, overgrazing, deforestation, and irrigation and chemical pollution. We did all these things in class, and this is to sustainable land management and conservation practice are necessary to protect the soil for future generation. This is all we talk about. We would like to end our lesson here. And if you just have overview of the summary of what we did for this week, third marking period, and you go to your Google Classroom and answer just a short test for me. Thank you for watching.